tell us if you've gotten any calls from the Justice Department or your lawyer has?
Let me state this very carefully. We will cooperate with any official inquiries. Okay?
Okay. Now, will you please just leave me alone, Dana Bash? This is Nevada Senator John Ensign, and he has managed to avoid answering almost all questions about the scandals surrounding him until today. You'll recall that the senator confessed back in June to having an affair with a campaign staffer who was married to one of his top Senate staffers. But it's not the affair itself that has Senator Ensign in growing trouble. While Senator Ensign was still carrying on the affair, he apparently decided that he wanted to get his mistress and her husband off of the Ensign payroll. The New York Times reporting that the senator called companies and suggested none too subtly that they hire the mistress's husband. Those recommendations helped the cuckolded husband go right from his job in Senator Ensign's office into a job lobbying the Senate. And that is against the law. Since the initial revelation of the affair, Senator Ensign has pretty much shunned the press. He's appeared sparingly in public. He turned up once at a Chamber of Commerce luncheon, once at a conference in Lake Tahoe. And then this morning, sort of happened to him. He was tracked down outside his Senate office. Senator Ensign made what was clearly a very unwanted appearance on CNN.
You can just see our statements on that. I think it's pretty clear. I said in the past I recommended him for jobs just like I've recommended a lot of people. But we absolutely did nothing except for comply exactly with what the ethics laws and the ethics rules of the Senate state. We were very careful in everything that we did, and you can see our statements on that.
Do you have any indication that the Justice Department is investigating?
We fully plan on we are going to cooperate with any official inquiries, but as you all know, you can't comment on any of those stuff.
Actually, you can. No comment or not, things then, once they were outside, got even worse for the increasingly seasick-looking senator.
Senator, why was it so important to get Doug Hampton those jobs?
Just look at our statements. Just look at our statements. We're very clear on that stuff.
Is there any chance that are you considering resigning?
I am focused on doing my work, and I'm going to continue to focus on doing my work.
Senator Ensign may say he is focused on doing his work, but many others in Washington are now focused on how Senator Ensign features in the work of the FBI. Joining us now is Melanie Sloan, Executive Director of CREW, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. Melanie, thanks very much for coming on the show tonight, on which you have already had a starring role.
Right, and let me just preface my remarks by saying no one paid us to go after John Ensign. It was really our pleasure.
All right, fair enough. Let me ask you before we talk Ensign. My conversation with Rick Berman, I think, will be the first of more. I think that I will probably be continuing this talk with him. Do you think we covered important ground? Do you think there was anything that I let him get away with that I shouldn't have?
Oh, no, I think you did a good job, but I would like to let you know that Philip Morris actually was one of the main funders of Mr. Berman's work on the Center for Consumer Freedom when he was funding smoking should be a choice in restaurants.
That is one of the ones that we have documentation of because of all the lawsuits in the tobacco industry. That's exactly right. All right, on Ensign, today I understand that your organization provided information to the FBI and to the Senate Ethics Committee about Ensign. What did you provide, and how significant do you think it is?
Well, we forwarded the New York Times article to the FBI and the Senate Ethics Committee, as well as some of the documents the New York Times had, which were contemporaneous notes that Doug Hampton had written, as well as some email exchanges between Doug Hampton and John Ensign and John Ensign's Chief of Staff, John Lopez. The main thing that we've learned from this New York Times article is that Mr. Hampton violated the lobbying ban. Senate staff are not allowed to lobby the Senate for 1 year after they leave. He violated that, and he did it with the assistance of John Ensign. John Ensign knowingly and willfully helped Mr. Hampton violate this ban by finding clients, soliciting clients for him, and then having meetings. And all of this is clearly against the law. So John Ensign has committed conspiracy to violate this law. And he's busy claiming right now that he didn't do anything unethical or illegal. And that's exactly what Bob Ney, a former congressman from Ohio, said all the way until the day he pleaded guilty to this exact offense.
Briefly, Melanie, I know you also have called for the FBI to investigate Senator Tom Coburn's role in this affair. What do you think merits investigation into Coburn's role here?
Well, Coburn also was very close to Doug Hampton, knew him well, was involved in helping facilitate some kind of restitution that didn't work out for the Hamptons. But Mr. Hampton and Mr. Coburn met also with Mr. Hampton's client, Allegiant Air. So if Tom Coburn was also assisting Mr. Hampton to violate the lobbying ban, he too could have committed conspiracy to violate the lobbying ban.
Melanie Sloan, Executive Director for CREW, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, thanks very much for coming back on the show.
My pleasure.